Back at it again. Damn, man. I've been working all day. Working, man. Dropping videos, editing videos. I've been doing a lot. So, here's another one. Um, Today's episode. This is going to be a breakdown of everything Young Thug said about Kendrick and how he said Kendrick ain't never helped nobody, ain't never do anything. And this is going to debunk everything he said. So before we get into that legendary spill, this is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free, but if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Or right here on the screen, Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,000. 19,000, almost 600. Yes, I am the king of the north. Let me know what king you from. Also, Torture Talk After Hours. It's live, man. It's going crazy over there too, man. It's going real crazy over there. So look, man, make sure y'all subscribe over there too. I'm trying to keep both channels running like a well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going, man. We're going to get to this, man. Let's go, man. I got a lot more stuff to do. This might be all-nighter, man. This might be all-nighter. So let's get it, man. Let's go. All right, man. Let's get it, man. Let's go.
Right about Kendrick Lamar? That's the whole debate. Is Young Thug right about Kendrick Lamar? That's the whole debate. Thug says Dot don't put nobody on. Keeps the blessings to himself and could never be bigger than Drake.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
And now there's a leaked jail call of him venting all of that, word for word. I'm breaking down the claim, the receipts, and what's capped. Then you tell me if Thug got a point or he's just pressed. So here's what sparked all this. The new jail call. Thug on the line talking reckless about Kendrick. Says he don't bless nobody, keeps all the shine to himself, only puts Baby Keem on. And that Keem ain't even moving tickets like that.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Then he doubles down. Says Kendrick will never be bigger than Drake, ever in life. That's the energy. Straight bitterness. And it fits the pattern, too. These leaks keep painting Thug like a dude who feels entitled to everybody's cosign instead of letting the work speak. I'm gonna run the audio, and if you already heard it, just skip to the timestamp on your screen. That's where the audio ends, and let's break it down.
Yeah, so I'm gonna skip to that part. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, we're gonna watch it from there. Cause I'm sure y'all heard that a million times already. So let's keep it going.
The racks with Kendrick.
Kendrick don't put nobody on. Said he hogs all the blessings. Don't help nobody rise. Baby Keem the only one eating, and even then, Thug downplayed it. Like Keem ain't moving tickets. Ain't really popping. Kendrick too selective with features. Claimed he ducking collabs even when real superstars like Thug, Lil Durk, Moneybagg Yo, Future, Savage call. East Coast don't rock with Kendrick. Thug swore Dot ain't touching the streets or the real world outside his bubble. Huh? He'll never be bigger than Drake. That was the dagger, basically saying Kendrick hit his ceiling while Drake still the one feeding families. That's the full rant. And it sounds less like constructive criticism, more like jealousy wrapped in slick talk.
That's definitely a fact. Jealousy wrapped in slick talk, nigga. Nah, so here's the thing too, man. I think that with Young Thug revealed, because I'm starting to hear now, and I seen a video earlier, which it's so much stuff happening so fast that they got Young Thug talking shit on Drake now. That's coming out next. That's the next call. Damn. And people's like, why they didn't release the calls of Gunna. Nobody want to hear Gunna's calls. Nobody cares. Nobody want to hear. And it's probably ain't nothing on there. That's why it wasn't released. But people trying to make excuses. Yeah, they doing this to sabotage Young Thug because he friends with Drake. Like, what? Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to drop this episode. I did an episode talking about Iceman before it come out tomorrow. I need to drop that tonight. I was going to drop it in the morning. I might do that, but I might drop it tonight too. But it's going to come out as fast as possible. So let's keep it going.
Now, let's be real. A lot of that is straight
Cap.
First off, Baby Keem. Thug acting like Dot ain't put him on. Bruh, Keem was on the Black Panther soundtrack before he even had motion. Then came Family Ties and Range Brothers, both with Kendrick all over him. Family Ties alone is pushing 1 billion streams. Arenas overseas still go crazy when that joint drops. On top of that, Keem got PG Lang backing him, with Dave Free and Kendrick pulling strings behind the scenes. That's not ain't put nobody on. That's a whole.
And I don't know why he would say that about Baby Keem. Baby Keem is credited for a lot of things. Songwriting, he's credited. I believe he got a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got one of the biggest songs. Actually, two of the biggest songs of his career. Then on top of that, he has one of the most anticipated albums to come. People still looking for his album. He hasn't made an album in a couple of years. And on top of that, people loved his first album. So I didn't understand why he would say that. Like, as far as like Family Ties, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That might be the hardest joint that Kendrick has been doing on his whole tour. That song is nuts. Man, listen. He could, if you talk about Baby Keem being like, you ain't got, Young Thug ain't got no song to come close to that. So I don't understand why he would say that. That's crazy.
Machine. Second, the features. Yeah, Kendrick don't do a lot, but when he does, it counts. Nipsey's Dedication, Rich the Kid's New Freezer, Future's Mask Off remix. Hell, even that Taylor Swift Bad Blood remix. Dot don't throw verses around like mixtape candy. He curates. Every collab is intentional. So Future's Mask Off remix. Hell, even that Taylor Swift Bad Blood remix. Dot don't throw verses around like mixtape candy. He curates. Every collab is intentional. So Thug trying to frame that as selfish? Nah, that's brand control. That's knowing your value.
I didn't understand that either. You saying he don't give out no features. I don't know why you would say that. I have no clue. I keep moving my head over here because I'm doing something real quick. Doing something real quick. I don't understand why he would say that. That just doesn't make sense. Like, Kendrick probably has just as many features as, I'm not gonna say Drake, but Kendrick got a lot of features. He got a lot of features. A whole lot of features. So I don't know why he would say that. That just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't.
So that was a f***ing lie.
See, this is what Thug don't get. Kendrick ain't built on the same system. Atlanta thrives on collabs, features flying left and right, everybody jumping on each other's tracks. That's how they see moves. But Dot, he plays a different game. Kendrick treats his verses like artifacts. If he hops on your song, it's not just a bar exchange, it's a statement. That's why every time he does a feature, it shakes the room. He'd rather drop nothing for 2 years than flood the streets with mid. Scarcity makes the demand go crazy. And let's keep it a buck. That's why when Dot finally popped back up in 2024, the culture stopped. People been starving.
Yeah, I had to run that back. I don't know what happened.
Dot don't throw verses around like mixtape candy. He curates. Every collab is intentional. So Thug trying to frame that as selfish? Nah, that's brand control. That's knowing your value.
So that was a f***ing lie.
See, this is what Thug don't get. Kendrick ain't built on the same system. Atlanta thrives on collabs, features flying left and right, everybody jumping on each other's tracks. That's how they see moves. But Dot, he plays a different game. Kendrick treats his verses like artifacts. If he hops on your song, it's not just a bar exchange, it's a statement. That's why every time he does...
That's a fact. That's a fact. People got to understand, man. Whenever Kendrick Lamar jumps on anybody's stuff, you know what I'm saying? How would I say this? He changes everything. Like, he's one of those type of artists that he just doesn't put out anything. And none of y'all could sit here and tell me that y'all think Kendrick Lamar got any corny albums. I could say for sure that I know a lot of rappers who got corny albums. Even some of the greats. Kendrick gonna have no trash albums, man. Even some of the greats got trash albums. I'm talking corny. He has none. Not one. That's the thing, man. That's what it is right there. So him putting out songs or putting out verses or features, he ain't just throwing anything together.
The feature, it shakes the room. He'd rather drop nothing for 2 years than flood the streets with mid. Scarcity makes the demand go crazy. And let's keep it a buck. That's why when Dot finally popped back up in 2024, the culture stopped. People been starving, waiting on that verse. And when it hit like a bomb. That's intentional, that's strategy, not stinginess.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Now, to be fair, Thug ain't pulling this out of thin air. There's a reason some people say he got a point. In Atlanta, cosigns and collabs are how you feed the city. You see Future, you see Gucci, you see Baby. They put whole squads on and kept them eating. That's the culture. So from that lens, Kendrick looks selfish. He don't move like Drake, handing out features left and right, feeding everybody's families along the way. So yeah, if you standing in Thug's shoes, sitting in that cell, looking at all the people Dot didn't jump on tracks with, you gonna feel some type of way. You gonna think he keeping the shine for himself. But here's the flip. Atlanta's way ain't the only way. And just cause Kendrick ain't giving everybody verses don't mean he ain't putting people on. It just means his circle tight, his brand tighter.
Perfect.
I mean, I can't deny that. See, people gotta understand. The same way the South got on, maybe the same way the South is gonna fall off. I remember when I seen T.I. said to Jeezy, he said, "It's your turn now." And I always thought that back then, that was the greatest thing ever. And there's nothing wrong with that. To see your city or your state, everybody putting each other on. I'm talking like they was all allowing each other to thrive. They supported each other. So it went from T.I., Jeezy, 2 Chainz, or believe it, Trinidad James, and then you got the new boys, 21 Savage, Lil Baby, Future. But before that, you had Goody Mob, you had what's the name, Outkast. You know what I'm saying? So they was, of course, Killer Mike. They were doing their thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Atlanta was doing it. Atlanta, in some cases, had more recognizable stars than a lot of other states. In how would I say this? In a certain time period, their stars were different from New York stars. See, New York stars was known for certain things. Atlanta stars were like superstars. They were like movie stars. Like, they had such a following, man. It was crazy. He had such a following. But he's right when he said Atlanta way isn't the only way. He's right about that. When you got somebody saying that Kendrick Lamar is not as going to be big as Drake, but then you begging him for a feature, it's crazy. Like, why are you begging him for a feature if he's not as big as Drake? Won't you just ask Drake for the feature? It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
And this is the part that really stuck out. Thug sound entitled like Kendrick owe him a verse. That's main character syndrome at its peak. Think about it. You in jail, your career hanging by a thread, and instead of owning up to your mess, you mad another man ain't drop everything to save you with a feature?
Do you see me laughing, my nigga?
That's not boss talk. That's desperation. Kendrick don't owe nobody in Atlanta a verse. Not Thug, not Baby, not Moneybag. He carved his own lane, kept his pen sharp, and chose his battles. Thug acting like Dot blocking blessings when really it's just Dot protecting his legacy. That sense of entitlement, that's exactly why these leaks keep making Thug.
That's true as hell. Kendrick Lamar definitely is protecting his legacy. I think Kendrick Lamar looks at every artist and says to himself, I know not to do that. I'm gonna avoid that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna work with him. I'm gonna work with her. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I think that's what he does. I think that's what Kendrick does at this point in his career, because you got to understand, Kendrick Lamar isn't just a rapper anymore. He isn't just hip hop anymore. He's like how Jay-Z and how Nas and how he's iconic right now. You know what I'm saying? This is not just getting a verse from anybody. Like I put it to you like this. A Kendrick verse is worth more than any other rapper's verse. The only person I would put up there with him is Jay. That's it. Jay is the only person I would say a Jay verse and a Kendrick verse is almost probably equal right now, because Jay ain't do nothing for a while. But if you're talking about, and I think Drake knows this. I think Drake knows this. I think he knows that a Kendrick verse right now is it's like having $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, I think this is the reason why Drake is trying to scale everything back and not work with nobody, at least in the States. He want to build something else. And that's another thing that a lot of people are not paying attention to. When he said, when Kendrick said that Drake ran to Atlanta and he's a colonizer, I think that hurt Drake so much that he said, you know what? Since I'm a colonizer in America, I'm not going to work with no more American artists. I ain't going to work with none of these dudes no more. I'm working with all people from other countries. Because you said that I'm a colonizer. So, okay, cool. I just won't work with them no more. I think that's what happened. And I don't think a Drake verse right now is worth more than a Kendrick verse. Absolutely not. No. And I'm hearing that Kendrick might be dropping something real soon. I'm hearing that Kendrick might be dropping something real soon. Real soon. Oh man, if Kendrick drops something tomorrow or tonight, this will be tonight. Or it would be Friday. I don't know which day this would be out on, but if Kendrick dropped something, just know I said it.
Look worse every day. It don't come off powerful. It come off pressed. And here's where it gets messy. Thug praising Drake while downing Kendrick, saying Drake's the one who blesses everybody, feeds families, keeps the game alive. Cool, but fast forward to 2024, Drake and Kendrick locked in one of the ugliest beefs hip-hop ever seen. So now it looks wild. You're in a cell, begging for a Kendrick verse while also bigging up the dude Kendrick just buried with Not Like Us. That puts Drake in a weird spot too. He put money on Thug's books. He's shown them love. But imagine hearing your mans caught on tape begging your enemy for a verse.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
That's shake.
Damn, that's crazy as hell. Damn, bro. Oh, man. Imagine that. You locked up. You bigging up your homie, but it comes out that you was begging his op for a verse. Damn. And this nigga Drake was putting money on your books. Bro, if this comes out where Thug says something crazy about Drake, I'm just gonna laugh. Cause I can imagine what he might say. He might say, yeah, buddy think that I'm his real friend. I ain't his friend. I'm not his real friend. You know what I mean? Nah. Yeah, get out the way. Get out the way. I'm telling you, man. This is crazy, man.
The optics. Thug thought he was boosting Drake while clowning Kendrick. Instead, he put himself in the middle of two giants and made himself look small. Context matters. This call was around Thug's Business is Business album in 2023. He's frustrated, album needed a spark. Kendrick said no, so Thug vents on the phone, calling him selfish and saying he'll never be bigger than Drake. But look at what happened just a year later in 2024. Kendrick drops Not Like Us, biggest cultural nuke of the decade. Stadiums bouncing, radio takeover, TikTok flooding, even suburban moms hitting the dance. Meanwhile, Drake scrambling, and the whole culture saying Kendrick ran that year. So Thug's little never be bigger than Drake rant,
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
aged like spoiled milk. Even if Drake's still the bigger global star overall, Kendrick proved he can eclipse the boy when the moment calls. That's the piece Thug didn't see coming from that jail phone. So where does that leave us? On one side, Thug calling Kendrick selfish, saying he don't bless nobody, don't touch the streets, and could never be bigger than Drake. On the other side, reality showing Keem's whole career stamped by Dot. Selected features hitting harder than 100 random collabs in the 2024 run that made Drake look shaky. So was Thug speaking facts or just salty from a cell? That's the real question. Because every time these leaks drop, it feels less like truth-telling and more like jealousy dressed up as game talk. I'ma let
That's a fact. Definitely feel like that. It definitely feel like that. I mean, but at this point, what can you really say? You know what I'm saying? What can you really say, man? Who really say? But I'm gonna end it there, man. In fact, let's see what else he got to say.
y'all be the judge, though. Was Thug right about Kendrick, or did he just expose himself again? Growth ain't selfish. Protecting your legacy, moving selective, and choosing when to step in, that's how you last.
Yeah, man. I just find it so funny, man. Cause I'm telling y'all now, I just wonder what Young Thug. Cause people were saying that there's another call where he talking about Drake. Oh man, if that comes out, bro, I could just imagine people saying, "Yeah, man." When he was on stage, I could see people saying, when Drake was on stage, that's who he was talking about. And he said, you think everybody's your friend. He was talking about Young Thug because he already heard the jail calls. I can see people saying that, man, but it is what it is. Hey, man, I'm tired. I'm about to take it down. It's going to be a lot going on tomorrow. I will be dropping a lot of episodes. So thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. Peace. Time to go to bed.